to take some of our tagliatelle, which is a nice wide ribbony pasta, and then we're going to do this the English way, the not Italian way. So I would say, you know, for a normal human being, 5 meatballs on a bowl of pasta is probably enough. But my son and some of his friends could eat double that. And why not? They're growing. All power to them. So, a little bit of parsley on the top of that would be nice. Just roughly chopped, doesn't need to be anything too extravagant, too finely. I used to have a chef who used to make us cut this almost to dust, and when we got it really small, you'd have to put it in a tea cloth and squeeze it out, and then put it all back down again, and then chop it again, and then he'd dry it, and that's what went on top of his dishes, and it was horrible. It's just horrible dried pasta. Parsley, you could get it out of a jar. Right, so a little bit of that on the top, little bit of pepper on the top, and what I'm using this time is Pecorino Romano. So this is a saltier version of Parmesan, and full of umami, and an absolutely delicious thing to add. Simple as a bit of pasta, bit of minced beef, tomato, tin of tomatoes, and you've got a beautiful meal like that. Good stuff. Right. Okay, so we have some of the original bolognese mix there still, and what I'm going to do is add a couple of teaspoons of, if I can open the jar, rose harissa. So North African. It's full of coriander, cumin, bit of chili, and so on and so forth. I think that might be enough, because it can be quite strong, overpowering. Get rid of those. A little taste. A little bit more. Little bit of chili coming through. We want just a little bit more. So that's another half a teaspoon. Mix it all in. And what I have here is some new potatoes, which I cut into halves or quarters, depending on their size. And I've roasted those till they've crisped up. So we're going to put some of this on the top. If you've ever been to Spain and had patatas bravas, that's potatoes which are pan fried, deep fried, till they're nice and crispy, and then you have a spicy tomato sauce goes over the top. Absolutely lovely. And then a bit of sort of homemade mayonnaise over the top. Delicious little tapas dish. So this is similar with meat, with our lovely minced beef. So I've got some feta. I'm just going to take a lump of the feta and just crumble it over the top. There you are. I'm going to have that bit myself. Love feta. A little bit of oil over the top. I'm going to put that in the oven for about 20 minutes. We're going to make not an authentic Thai, but a looky-likey Thai larb, which is a warm salad. And we're going to use beef. You can use minced chicken, you can use minced pork as well. We're using minced beef because that's the thing we're doing today, minced beef. So, some of our minced beef into a pan there. We're going to break that down, put the ingredients in, and it's done. So we're just breaking that all down. Meanwhile, shallot, a banana shallot. These, you would use Thai shallots. The Thai shallots are tiny, tiny little things. And they're very fiddly. They take an awful lot of work. And, you know, these are almost the same. So, a shallot is a slightly sweeter version of an onion. And we're going to chop these nice and fine. So I want these to go in at the end. They barely cook. They will be warmed through. So we're nearly there. You can see it's all broken down. We want it to be a rubble. And what I'm going to do is add toasted chili flakes. We love our chili in this house. And this is supposed to be a spicy salad anyway, so we're adding those in. Put it back on the heat, let that develop. I'm going to grate the zest off this lime. So the Thais would use some kaffir lime leaf or kaffir lime, and you can. I've seen it in supermarkets now, but you're going to get the same effect for what we need here today from using the zest of the lime and then the juice. We use some fish sauce, and then traditionally the Thais would add some of this, which is toasted rice. So you toast your rice up, just regular, you know, basmati rice, toast it till it starts to go brown, and then you crush it. Now, you need a mortar and pestle to do that, and I'm not sure everybody's going to have a mortar and pestle. I have 3, but you know, that's because I do what I do. So that's out of there. Slice the little beggar in half. Lime's a tricky beast. Some of them are full of juice, and some of them are a bit useless. Let me go with what we've got. So that is all now. It is all browned up. So we're going to add some fish sauce. This is instead of salt. That's probably about a tablespoon. Mix them in. Add in some spring onions. Not too many. Not exactly authentic, but there we are. Lime juice. Our shallots. So it's just the heat that's already in the pan, which is just warming these ingredients through, because they've got to be sort of semi-raw. It's a salad after all. Lime zest. Have a little taste, see where we are with it. Wow! Whoa! That's spicy, it's limey, it's meaty, and it's taken 4 or 5 minutes. What's not to like? Have that with a bit of rice, a bit of salad. The Thais like to have cold cucumber against the heat of the... that's 1 lime, zested, the juice of, about a tablespoon of fish sauce, half a spring onion, nearly a whole shallot, and the beef. That's it. Simple as. I'm going to put it on a plate. I would probably serve that with a couple of slices of lime on the side, then the cucumber and a bit of rice, and you've got a lovely little meal. Another great thing with minced beef. Inexpensive, I mean, really inexpensive. That's enough for me anyway. What's a pack of beef cost? I mean, that's probably about 70-80 pence of beef. Fantastic. Leave that there. We've got the last of the minced beef, which is minced beef with harissa. So it's got a tomato sauce. So we started off with the basic bolognese, and we've added some rose harissa, a couple of teaspoons, on top of some little crispy new potatoes, and then some crumbled feta on top. All it requires now, a little bit of parsley, because parsley is always good, always a nice bit of freshness on the top of something. Especially this is quite rich with the feta, the minced beef and the potatoes. So we have some parsley over the top. Then we're going to have a nice squeeze of lemon. That'll help lift it all up a bit. And there we are. Harissa beef on crispy potatoes with feta. Another very inexpensive, very filling, full of protein, delicious dish of minced beef. Nicely browned off the feta. That'll all be nice and salty. The potatoes are going to have a different texture, and they'll be quite, relatively bland. And then the spicy meat on top. Absolutely wonderful. Have that with some bread, some salad on the side. You've got a fantastic meal. Absolutely fantastic. We have done today 10 dishes using minced beef, and those 10 dishes have used 3.5 packs of beef. So we got the chili, the lasagna, the cottage pie, the bolognese. We had we've got a Middle Eastern beef kofta. We've got meatballs. We've got harissa beef with feta on crispy potatoes, and there was minced beef which was cooked with cumin and red peppers, and that was put into a wrap with some yogurt, some chili sauce, some red onion, some herbs, and absolutely delicious. And as I say, okay, we didn't make the largest portions in the world, but they're decent sized portions, and we used 3.5 packs, and this pack is 500 grams. So 10 dishes we made from 1.75 grams, 1.75 kilo of minced beef. And what do these cost? These cost about £3.50 each, something like that, £4. It's really inexpensive, and it's really easy to get maximum flavour. Just follow the videos and try it yourself.